Sunday. This is our 5th or 6th Discipleship Sunday, so thank you all for coming. This Discipleship Sunday is sponsored by the Culture of Life Committee, so thank you very much, Culture of Life. If a few housekeeping items, if you need some coffee or other snacks or drinks, we got people walking around here. The bathrooms are here over on the side, and we also have some surveys on the tables. We'd appreciate your feedback. We're looking for opportunities and different things to include for next year, so please include your suggestions. We appreciate that. Over here on the left is Miss Ann for child care. So if you have any children, I think we could go ahead and get. Oh,
Vanya.
hello. And so if you'd like to get started with Miss Ann for any child care, it's free. All right, and so for this Discipleship Sunday, we have Make a Rosary. And you can see on your tables, there's some rosaries as an example already made. And you are welcome to take those home as well. They are blessed. And you'll be making your own rosary too for your family. Just a reminder on rosaries, and some of you may or may not know this, but if a rosary would happen to break, you don't want to just throw it away if it's blessed, right? You'll want to destroy that. You can bring it in here and maybe get a repair. You can bury it, you can burn it, but just don't toss a blessed rosary away. Let's see, the kits are there on your table for you. The video will be live on our Facebook. So those of you who are here remote, that is live on our Facebook. And then we also post it on our website too, on our Discipleship Sunday or the St. John's website. The next event for May 23rd, it's called Putting
it all in God's hands.
Putting it all in God's hands. And it's the Cotto family who's over here. They'll be giving their personal story and journey from Costa Rica to Minnesota. So looking forward to that witness. There also will be a service project, and this is for the youth. It's called Summer Fun Bags. So it's packing sort of swag bags for activities for youth to use during the summer. And I think that's it. Did I forget anything? All right, so I'd like to introduce from Culture of Life, Nancy Johnson, who will be leading us through the project and giving you some instructions. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming. I just wanted to tell you a little bit what the plan is here. And Donna did a lot of it. She told you a lot of it, but we'll start. Hopefully, we aren't going to have time to complete a rosary. It would take too long. So hopefully we'll get through at least one decade. But we are going to, first we're going to show 2 videos. One is showing you how to make the rosary. Then there's another little short one that adds the heart, because that was not part of the other video. And so we'll watch that, and then we'll try and make them. And we have our Culture of Life women that must be sitting down. They're around to help. They'll be walking around to help you if you need help. I just want to caution you, when you open your kits, lots of times the beads will maybe be stuck in your instruction sheet, and they may go blind. Just to let you know that it takes 53 white beads to make the rosary, and we put in an extra one, so if you want to lose any beads or your rosary won't be complete. And so you'll, and then we also have, in case kids want to color, there's a rosary sheet on your table, and on the back it has how to say the rosary and all of the mysteries. So with that, and then if we have time after, we have some testimonies about the rosary. So we'll start the videos now. If you can't see, hopefully you'll get to a place where you can watch.
Demonstrate how to make a cord mission rosary. The items you need to make the cord rosary are number 9 twine, a cord tool, which there are 2 varieties. It's a matter of your preference of what you care to hold in your hand. The important part is this groove at the end of the tool, which assists in making the knot. And if you're able to make a knot with this tool like this, you can make rosaries. You lay the twine across the groove of the tool. You make an X across the groove, and then you wrap downward 3 or 4 times and thread the twine you've wrapped with through the groove, and you pull the knot off and draw it into a nicely aligned knot. At that point, you string beads for the first decade of the rosary. You string 10. Over time, you might develop your own method of stringing beads faster, but there's a variety of methods that rosary makers have devised over time. The twine provided is bonded. There's also non-bonded twine, which definitely has to be treated on the end, and sometimes even bonded twine requires treating to keep from fraying at the end and allow you to continue stringing the beads. Making a rosary, you should always count your beads twice to make sure you have 10, to avoid the frustration of completing a rosary and having it be short of Hail Mary or have an extra one. After you've strung your 10 beads, you're going to make another knot. You're going to try to make this knot as close to the beads as possible. Placing the preference for making a rosary would be to allow room for approximately 1 extra bead in between the 2 knots. In other words, you have that much space there before you complete this knot. And then you've completed your first decade with room between the 2 knots for 11 beads. At this point, you would add an Our Father bead. Your goal here is to make another knot directly up against the Our Father bead. The closer you can begin your knot to the bead, the better off you'll be. You want to kind of keep your twist in a row, and then once you get your knot up next to your bead, you'll draw it tight, and there you have a decade. You repeat that process for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th decade. Adding your Our Fathers for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th mysteries. After you've completed your 5 decades of the Rosary, you'll have the 5 decades and 4 Our Father beads. You'll take your knot at the beginning where you started, and your knot that you just completed at the end of your 5 decades, and you will make them up. And you'll take the 2 strands of twine you have remaining, and you will make a knot. You'll make a knot with 2 strands of twine. You can do this 2 or 3 times. Thread both strands of twine through the groove, and you take that out. And it's formed into a knot. twine was simply there to help you make that knot. And then you'll complete your rosary on the longer strand of twine. We're going in our Father bead. Three Hail Mary beads. After you took your last three Hail Marys, the last one will be the final Our Father. The Our Father is, the crucifix is added by making a loop at the top of the rosary with the remaining twine. And that loop is laid upside down across the groove of the tool. You take the loose end of the twine and wrap that around 3 or 4 times. Thread that through the loop, through the brass. You pull that off. Complete that knot up against the end of Our Father. I've done that without the crucifix on here. You may do it with the crucifix on there and you would be done. Or you may do it like this, you just make the loop without the crucifix in your way. And you're able to add the crucifix by sliding the loop through the hole at the top of the crucifix and dropping your rosary back through the loop. You'll complete your rosary by snipping off the 2 remaining pieces of twine. One is the centerpiece. It's good to have very sharp scissors. And the remaining piece of twine at the Our Father. Then you'll have a completed rosary with your crucifix. Like that if you've added it through the loop, and like that if you've added it while you were making the loop.
All right. And like Nancy said, these videos are actually already on our church website. So even as we're going through today, if you have a smartphone and you want to kind of take another peek, if you get way ahead and get through the 5 decades, feel free to jump on our website and go to the Discipleship Sunday page, and you've got that. But there is this one other video that talks about, you'll see there's a little heart in your kit. So that's what this is. We're going to look at that real quick.
Start with this one here.
Scott, you empty again?
Take a little more.
All right. And out there you go.
There's nobody watching our live stuff.
No, it got a little noisy in there, I think. So a nice stream. Can we stop streaming?
There's gonna be another presentation.
Alright, so start with just a little bit. And so you're going to come down under, but then you have to come back over. Come down over, but then you got to get that back.
Do you have the microphone? Like this?
Now, keep going 3 times. Go forward.
Just want to mention that,
Daddy, we need your help.
I just want to mention the kits are not blessed. The rosaries are blessed. So after you make your rosary, if you want them blessed, you bring them into Father and he can bless them, or Deacon Eric can bless them for you. So right now you can start working on your rosaries, and we've got people walking around and can ask for help if you want. And in a couple, well, we're going to have some testimonies. We're going to have some testimonies too of people that have, where the rosary has been very inspirational for them. So, where's Doria? So this is Doria. She's the chair of our Culture of Life. She's just going to read off while you're making your rosary some testimonies.
Okay, go ahead and keep working on your rosaries, and you can ask people from our Culture of Life Committee for help too if you want. And we have 3 testimonials from people from our parish that I hope you'll find inspiring. The first one is called Feast of the Annunciation. Earlier this year, during an epic bike action, I find myself awoken one night while camping atop a mountain by blinding lightning and gusting straight line winds. After attempting to do some work, read some books, and everything else I could think of to fall back to sleep, despite the storm, restlessness remained. That is when it occurred to me to pray the rosary, and the first article was recounted to me again. I began to pray, and I finished only that decade before I was lulled back to sleep. Wind still whipping and the thunder blasting. But it wasn't until the next morning that I realized what day it was, March 25th, the Feast of the Annunciation, the very decade I had prayed in the wee hours of that morning. The next reading is titled Profound Peace. As a college student, I found myself in a long-distance relationship, and much to my chagrin, my boyfriend at the time was a member of a fraternity at his college 4 hours away. One night he called me after a party while drunk. He was trying to find his way home. He was walking, thank goodness. And I tried to keep him on the line to make sure he got there, but at one point he hung up. I tried to call back, but he didn't answer. Frantic, I tried calling the very few friends at school that I was aware of, but to no avail. In between tears and sobs, I began to pray the rosary for his safety, calling him in between each decade. My worry and strife were so great, my body was shaking too every decade. But amazingly, as I completed the last decade, I was filled with an inner peace so profound I knew that it came from God through Our Lady. I never did get back in touch with him that night, but he ended up safe at home and fine, and I was able to fall asleep at peace that my prayers had worked, even though this wouldn't be confirmed to me until the next day. And our third and final testimony is called Powerful Intercession and Pregnancy. During During my last pregnancy, baby girl number 6, I had some symptoms early in the pregnancy that signaled the possibility of miscarriage. Confined to a bed for a week, I felt moved to pray the rosary on behalf of my baby. At that time, praying the rosary really wasn't a part of my spirituality. The symptoms resolved and I was back up and chasing after my other 5 daughters, ages 12 and under. Nevertheless, I continued to pray the rosary. Then, in the last month of pregnancy, I went into early labor and was sent back to bed again for the next 3 weeks. And so, I continued to pray the rosary and asked Our Lady and Mother to intercede for me and my child. 5 days before the scheduled C-section, I was given the okay to go off bed rest. But the night before I was due to deliver, I began contractions again, so it meant an early arrival at the hospital. I was quickly taken to the operating room for my C-section. As the surgeon demonstrated the procedure of feeling for the infant's head before cutting, the womb opened and he touched the area, sending everyone into the emergency room into emergency mode. It was a miracle the womb hadn't torn open when I came to the baby. The baby delivered all seemed fine, even though I needed 3 pints of whole blood and 3 pints of platelets and surgery. Our daughter was born on September 8th, the feast of Mary, at St. Mary's Hospital, and had a nurse named Mary. So, in honor of Our Lady's intercession, we named her Mary. Thank you.
Look, what?
Yes.
Really cool brother.
Say thank you again to everyone. Do what you're doing, continue doing what you're doing, enjoy any more snacks and food, and we'll see you again next month. Right. Thank you. I'm reminded that if you want to, and there is no pressure, we have a Goodwill donation box in the back, and what we would really appreciate is feedback. So on your tables you have surveys. If you have any thoughts about any of our Discipleship Sunday events now or on future ones, please fill them out and put them up by the box as well. Thank you so much.